Alright guys, welcome to American Truck Simulator. Today, this is a very special episode. Ignore the truck for right now. We'll get back to that in a minute. But instead, I want to shift your guys' focus to the wheel cam, which is displayed on your screen right now. And that is right, as you guys can see right here, my Moza Racing turn signal stocks finally came in. It took about 6 weeks before I finally got them after I ordered them. When I first purchased them, they were on pre-order, and they just finally shipped at the end of November. The time of recording this is Monday, December 2nd. I plan to have this video come out later today, so hopefully that works. But I wanted to show you guys everything about the wheel stocks, or the turn signal stock, I should say. So I also have an unboxing video, which I am going to show you guys as soon as we're done with this intro, and then we're going to test it. I do have these already configured in the game. There are a couple different configuration settings, which I can show you guys here in a minute. Just let me pull this up. So in the Moza Pit House, you have the couple different settings, or two different settings, I should say, for the multi-function stock. You have the Euro Truck Simulator 2, American Truck Simulator adaption mode, or the multi-function key switch direct connection. I was curious on what that meant, so I tested it. All this does is basically act as a keyboard. Hi guys, Future Darkwater here, adding this part in as I am editing this video, and I just wanted to correct myself on what I said as the multifunction stock acting as a keyboard, because that is not true. I discovered at the end of this episode, or this video, exactly what those options do, and essentially, long story short, it changes the programming on how the switches work within the Pit House software and how they function in the game. With that being said, if you guys use the multifunction stock for American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2, do not do what I do in the beginning part of this video and use it as a direct connection. You're going to want to use the option for American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2. You guys will see at the end of this video what I mean by that and why it is, because it is literally a game changer in how the stock operates. So be sure to stick around to the end of this video and find out, and I'll see you guys there. So I went with the multi-function key direct connection, and this is the list of numbers that it has right here as well, so you guys can see that. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to show you guys that. So we are back in the game. So anyway, I actually received this yesterday in the mail. It came in in about the evening hours. It finally got delivered. So right away I did an unboxing video, and today now we're fully testing it. So yeah, I'll show the unboxing video right now. Alright, so this is what the box looks like as it comes in. You see the Moza truck ecosystem. It has the multifunction stock on there, the TSW, some pedals. The instructions for the multifunction stock. Yeah, this is also the other side of the box. So this is what it comes in. So just to be clear, it's just the multifunction stock, and then there's a better picture of the instructions on there. Just be mindful that it is in English and Chinese, so bear that in mind as you go about it. And then here I unbox it, or open it up for the first time. I get my really nice hunting knife out. This is my favorite knife. I got that knife on my honeymoon. Also, I wanted to shout out my wife, Kimmy, for recording this for me. It definitely helps having another set of hands to be able to record the unboxing video here, which is I'm really, really grateful for. So thank you very much. I love you, dear, and I appreciate it. So pulling the box out, or the multifunction stock out, so it comes in this really nice black styrofoam. Everything is packaged very nicely, very tight. It looks very professional. This, what I'm pulling out now, is the mounting bracket, which I'll show you guys in a little bit after I get everything out, but that is what it looks like. So that gets mounted to the back of the stock and onto the base unit. I got some hardware, some bolts. That's actually the cable that plugs in. So it runs by a separate cable. It's a USB that plugs into your computer. I thought it'd be plugging into the base unit, but it's not. And then this is the extension unit that goes on the base that allows the auto canceling feature. That little clip on the top there is actually what grabs a little lever on the inside of the stock to create that auto canceling feature as you turn the wheel. So that's actually really cool. I'll show you guys how that works as I get everything out. And then pulling the stock out, I was very surprised on how light it was. I was expecting it to be pretty heavy, but it's actually pretty light and very solid, very durable. And then there's some more hardware that came in the box. And here is a close-up of the turn signal stock, the cruise control stock, and the wiper stock as well. And I go over everything and how everything works, but it's really cool. All the nice switches that are on it. There's a lot. There's a lot. So going to the turn signal stocks, you got your left and right indicator positions. They do lock into place. And if you can see right where I pointed at, there is a little lever that protrudes inside of the unit that hits the column. And that's what engages the return for the turn signal to auto cancel, which is actually really cool. And then you got your lights indicator, fog light button, which is just a momentary switch. Then you got your cruise control. These are all momentary, so they return back to zero. That's the end doesn't push in. I thought it did. Then you have your wiper stock, which is actually multiple buttons, I found out. So each position you go up is a different button. At least that's how it's programmed. And then you also have a momentary down and a momentary forward. And then same thing with this little thumb dial. And the end is mixed between on, off, and a momentary. My first impressions after handling it is, one, it was surprisingly lightweight for what it is. And there's a picture of the back of the unit as well, just so that way what it looks like when you guys mount it, and a picture of the charging port. Charging port is USB Type-C to USB, which is nice, which has proven to be a lot better connection over time. And also you got this magnetic little ring plate that hides the mounting bolts. That's where you mount it to the back plate, or how you mount it to the face of your base unit. And you can see that's how the mounting plate goes on to the back. You bolt it in. Actually, I had this upside down. So yeah, that's not how you do it, but it's similar to that. So I'll put that back on, and then I wanted to show you guys how the auto canceling function works. So the left turn signal is engaged. You see that lever protruding inside of the unit. I'll grab our adapter piece, and that has a tab on it. So as I rotate left, it doesn't grab anything, it rotates smoothly. And as I rotate back right, it catches onto that lever and then brings it back to neutral. And I'll show you guys that again. So it rotates completely fine. As soon as I go the opposite way, it catches. And you can see it's caught right on that lever. And it returns it back to neutral. And that works for both left and right. So I'll show you how it works on the right side. So you can rotate it freely on the right, and as you come back, it catches, brings it back, which is really cool, a very ingenious way. Also, the bolts that come with it to mount everything has a nice blue Loctite on it, which is really nice. And this is how you mount it on if you have the base unit like an R5 or an older base that may not have the front mounts. So this is, if you do have the front mounts, This is the pegs that you put in there. As you can see, my base unit doesn't have any holes for that, so I have to mount it on top. Those are what the two mounting holes are on the top for, and this mounting bracket. Otherwise, you can mount it directly to the face of the unit. So I have my mounting holes right here, and I'll grab these really small screws that go inside there. They are actually quite a pain to line up. It took me multiple tries, and I ended up dropping these a bunch of different times. But I ended up finally getting it, and I ended up tightening them down as they should be. And you can see that's how it kind of sits on the unit right there. These aren't fully tightened down all the way just yet. I just wanted to get the first one started before I started on the second one. So it is only two bolts or screws that hold on that piece. But again, it's very lightweight, a lot lighter than I thought it would be. So everything works perfectly fine. So now I go ahead and tighten them both down, get them nice and snug, make sure not to over torque them. Unfortunately, that little Allen wrench that came with it started to strip out, so I was struggling with that, trying to get them completely snug. But there you go, nice and snug, not coming loose at all. And that's how it looks on the base unit. I adjust my tilt there so you can see it a little bit better. And then I actually did this wrong. So as you can see, I'm removing my center cap for the connection port. It's a connection cover that I got off of Etsy. And then I was going to mount the extension on there. Unfortunately, it's a little bit out of order. And as you can see, it doesn't quite fit right if you do it this way. So I ended up having to take the stocks back off. And as you see, you want to put this on first. And you want to line that little tab up on the left-hand side while you mount it up. And that is the center. So again, make sure that little piece is to the left as you put it on. And you go ahead and lock it in. And then once that's firmly in place, you can see the extension port. It just makes that center steering shaft a little bit longer to create that clearance. And if you see the Moza name on top, you have it in the right order. And then we'll put the turn signal stock back on. And as you see, there is a lot more room to mount the steering wheel on top of that. All right, and here I am tighten everything back down. I had to grab my screwdriver out just because of that Allen wrench getting stripped out a little bit. It's made of really weak materials, so I had to grab my really nice screwdriver and just make sure everything is not over tightened but snug and locked into place, so that way it doesn't move. So shout out to Milwaukee Tools for not sponsoring my video, even though I use your tools every single day. But anyway, this is what it looks like on the base unit. Everything's in place. And here's a nice close-up of everything as it's mounted up and nice and pretty. And then we'll also put that magnetic plate back on to cover those holes and give this a nice finish. And then we'll go ahead and grab our wheel and snap that into place. And that is the complete setup. You can see there's plenty of clearance between the turn signal stock and the wheel, so you definitely need that extension in order to do so. But the finger pull on the stock in comparison to where your hand sits on the wheel is really nice and comfortable. It's definitely made for the TSW. You can use it with a different wheel if you so choose to. Just bear in mind that they might stick out a little bit more than the wheel, because this is made for the truck wheel. But if you have a full-size wheel, it definitely will fit and definitely accompany your truck and complement it very well. And you can just see the overall size of the wheel and everything as it's together. And here is the auto canceling and how it works and functions as well. All right, with that being said, that concludes this unboxing. Let's get back into the game now. All right, so I got, like I mentioned, I have everything mapped out. Well, most everything. I don't have a couple different options mapped out because I didn't really know what I. There's so many different options between the wheel, my button box, and the multifunction stock. I don't have need for some of these buttons, but I do have them mapped out. So let's go into first person here. I am using Track IR, by the way. So I'm going to just start the truck up. Alright, so first thing is the turn signals. They do work. Funny story, guys. So when I first plugged this in and set up my controls, I turned off the automatic turn signal cancellation feature in the game, in the gameplay settings, and this is why you're seeing what you're seeing now, where the signals are not canceling until I repress the button again. So I go into my settings, change that back on, and then it starts working as it should be. Well, not exactly how they should be, but you'll find out more what I mean about that at the end of this video. Now that that is on, it turns off. I'm not really moving, so there is some resistance in the wheel right now, but as I can turn the wheel all the way to lock, unfortunately the stock turns off at that point, and then this goes back to center. That little clip that's on that adapter piece, that's what's making it turn back. You could just manually do that, but there's nothing to indicate that to turn back to normal. As far as I know, there was a possibility, or at least a possibility, that Moza might be working with SES to allow an indicator cancel button. So when you turn your wheel like that and the stock goes back to normal, the blinker in the game should shut off. I don't know how true that is. That's the only downside to it. Additionally, you got a couple different ones here. I don't really have those mapped. I do have my lights here. This is my running lights. This truck has all the chicken lights in the world. And then this is my high beams. I have my brights set to there. I have my light horn pulled. You pull back for your light horn, push forward for your high beams. I don't have this one mapped to anything. I didn't know what to map it to, but you can map it to anything if you guys so choose to. Also, as you guys saw, how I'm able to do this real quick. I saw a couple other reviews, they didn't mention this. Some will just do it like they'll map here and then do a different button for that. I found out that if you do this, turn it back really quickly, back to off, you don't have any issues. We gotta stop meeting like this, but there's a reason why. So the lights for the switch for the headlights actually is 3 different buttons. So you have your parking lights on, your high or normal low beams on, and then you have off. So each setting is a separate button. We'll get into more of that a bit later on at the end of the video. So again, be sure to stay tuned to the end. That's easy for me to do. I had something similar where I had these up, where I mapped actually 2 switches here. But for the sake of this, I'll just do that. This is technically 2 separate buttons, so that's how that works. But anyway, moving on. This is labeled for cruise control. However, I don't like it on cruise control, so when I'm using an automatic, I actually have this set to my manual mode and then shift up and down with here. I'm using, automatic mode, yeah. So actually, I'll just show you guys real quick. I'll change that setting. Change it from 18 speed to, or from, I don't know what I'm losing my mind. From 8 shifter to real automatic. So instead of using my shifter like I normally do, I can use this and put it in forward. I can hold it back to put it in reverse. That'll be neutral. And this is my manual mode. So if I do that, then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 18. And then if I want to, I can go back to neutral. So, and then reverse. And then downshift or shift again like that. So, but yeah, that's how I have this set up for me. And then I twist and hold to bring it back. So that's just how I have it for me, how I prefer. You can do whatever you want with this. So again, let's just show you that's 1, 2, 3. Hold it up, and that's neutral. That's reverse. So I have it set to a hold for me, just because that's how I enjoy it. So I twist it. So right now we're in automatic. So I'll twist it to bring it into manual. And then if I don't want it, well, first off, let's put it in neutral. So if I want it in drive, I'll lift up and hold. Now it's in drive. If I want it in neutral, just pull back on that. If I want it in reverse, hold down. Now if I'm in manual mode, I'll twist that. And then I'll just go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have to wait for it to shift, but and then neutral, hold, and then up, and same thing. So that's how I got mine to work. Again, you're gonna find out what you want to do and what works for you. And yeah, that's pretty much all that is. Here I got my wipers. So I actually have to initial on here. So I actually have to change that. I messed that one up. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I apologize for that. I actually discovered something different with the windshield wiper stock, and I'm not a big fan of that, I'll be completely honest. But each time you go up, that's a separate button, at least the way it's programmed, and unfortunately I don't really like that. So, and you can only program them 2 buttons for each set of controls for the game. So the way it took me a little bit to figure it out, but I finally got something that'll work for me. So right now it's in off. So if I go up 1 from off, it goes to the initial, the periodic time delay for when it's misting out or really, really light rain. If I go up 1, it goes to the low setting. Yeah, that one's alright. That's usually what I drive with anyway. If I go up 1 to high, nothing happens. But if I go back down to either low or the initial, that's when it'll kick on the high speed. When I go back down, nothing. And then when I go off, it'll low it down. And then as I press down on it, it'll turn it off. So ideally I would do this, that, and if I really need them, I do that. Otherwise I can just do push all the way down and turn them off. Not ideal. Would like to see that better. Otherwise I could try using this. That might be better. Let me try that one, see if that works. I'll be right back. That does not work, as you can see right here on my screen. So right now it is in the off position. I'll turn it on, which is button 11. I'll turn it up 1, or twist it up 1, which is button 12. And then wipers back, that's button 10. And then twist down, that's again button 12. Again, not ideal. So I'm going to go back to this way. I'll just do that. And then go up 1. And then I have to come down to here. And then down again. It's kind of annoying. Just because there's no... It's 3 different switches. If there was a third, then it wouldn't be so bad, because then you can have 3 buttons and then you can 3 buttons down. I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't work unless there was a way to do specific wiper speeds per button. That's the only way I could see that working. So it is what it is. Alright, well, I was wrong again. And again, it comes down to the option in the Moza Pit House software about using it as a direct connection. If you use it as a direct connection, you're going to have the issues that I am having in this video. However, again, at the end of this video, I discover my mistake and I go through exactly how to set it up properly and what you guys need to do in order to get everything to work correctly. So be sure to stay tuned at the end of this video. The long story short, when you guys set up your multifunction stock for American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator 2, use that option in the Moza Pit House software. It changes it and it works 10,000 times better. Other than that, I like it. I do have this switched to a retarder. I don't really use it, but I'm probably going to use that more in Euro Truck just because I feel like that might be better. But now, seeing how this operates, I don't know. I might do the retarder, same with the windshield wipers. I wouldn't mind it so much if it was just a quick up and down. But, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I can make work with it. It definitely makes me question some things, but anyway, it's fine. Anyway, it's at the road, so let's put it in drive and let's go. So right away we'll use the turn signal. We'll actually do that. Yeah. Go. So as you can see, it turns off prior to the in-game blinker turning off. So, I suppose you necessarily don't have to have that on. If you don't really want to, you could, I guess, because it looks like that piece on the adapter is held on by 3M tape, so, or 3M adhesive, because in the parts kit it did come with an extra piece for that in case this one gets damaged. So it might be something that wears over time, or that little plastic piece that protrudes out could also potentially fail. So it could be something where that does happen, but, and like I mentioned, because of the way this is set up, there is no button to return it, and I'm actually going to show you guys real quick here. At least I don't think there is, so if there is, who am I, right? Alright. I'm just going to see here. There is, okay, so there is a separate button for this, which is definitely interesting. So I'm going to show you guys here real quick. Have you guys focus right here. Have you zoom in. So I'm going to unassign this real quick. So I'm going to switch this up. So this is button 7. If I switch it down, that's button 8. If I go down, that's 9, and then that's 8 again. So there is an option potentially to have, I don't know, like a way to cancel turn signal, and I believe that's what Moza's working with. But yeah, that would be actually really cool to see. So if that does happen, that would be really cool, and that would actually help us a lot, because then you just turn off the automatic changing of the oh, I put parking brake on. So for the time being, you can just do this as like a quick tap and it'll register it. So that to me is probably what I'm going to do until that changes. If it does, I'm hoping that it does. So, but again, it is nice. It's nice that it has that return. If I do use it, it's not the end of the world. So, or I should say, if they don't do that, it's not the end of the world. But, and this is comparable to how the Hori truck system is. I haven't got a chance to do a video on that system because I don't own one. It's not mine. So I do play with somebody who does own one. Solid Games. He did a unboxing video on that on the Hori system, but I have not had a chance to play with it myself. So it's hard to compare. But from what I saw, it's very much similar, minus the exception of the self-canceling turn signal. But other than that, if you press it down, it activates. Press it again, it deactivates. So minus that function, it's pretty much identical to that. Now, I feel that the other stock that it comes with is better on the Hori system compared to the Moza here, just simply because of how it's programmed with different buttons. If I don't know how you would do that to register up and down, but that's my gripe about it. That's the biggest thing that I'd say I don't like. It's not something that is game breaking. It's just, it'd be nice to see it fixed, or a way for there be a different option for that. And this button on the side, or this switch, I don't really know what to do for that. I really don't. And then this is making me nervous for the Euro Truck Simulator when I use a retarder in that game. So I don't know how that will work either. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick load here. I have not looked at the job market. So, but we'll just do this real quick. Just do a quick load to show you guys this and the review. This is my honest review too. I did not get supplied the turn signal stock. I bought this with my own money. Moza didn't send me it. I purchased it from them. So, well, my wife actually got it for me, but needless to say, this is not sponsored by them by any means. I could do this job here, pesticides, going all the way up to Missoula. That's a long haul. Pays $112,000. I don't really need it. I got 5.3 million on this profile, so I'll just do this quick one to Ardmore, Oklahoma. So we'll take that. So put my parking brake in, put her in drive. I mean, you could set this to cruise control if you really wanted it to, but for me, I prefer that be my automatic gear shifter, because I prefer the cruise control buttons on the wheel. I prefer that much better, much more. That's what I have in my real car. That's what I've had in my cars. So I just prefer that. Look at that. That's actually pretty cool. I've never seen that before. Oh, also an update on the mods. I do have most of my mods back in, minus one of them, which has yet to be updated, and that is the real traffic density. Something with that mod is making the game crash to desktop. It's not the mod author's fault. It was working fine in the 1.53 beta. This is now the full release of the game. And for some reason, after an update in the beta, it just stopped working. Every time I would have that in my profile, it would just crash the desktop. Now, I'm not alone on this. There's other people that have had that issue. Ooh, it's a double. That's gonna be fun. So I'm not alone on that, and I'm sure the mod author is well aware of it. So it's only a matter of time before that one gets fixed. That mod author is really good. I'll leave a link to that mod in the description below. But yeah, that one is a awesome mod. That's what I use to make it seem more authentic when it comes to traffic, as well as some of the other traffic mods that I have. One of these days I'll actually go through and show you guys all the mods that I use. The problem is that they change. Anytime a mod stops working, it doesn't work, I change it out. It almost to the point where it might change between episodes. So, but this is my that noted, I'm not using any mods on this profile. This is my 100% vanilla profile that I use for convoys. So sorry to disappoint you, but in the next episode of the California trucking series, I will have all my mods back in minus that one. So, and I decorated this truck in preparation for the Christmas event, which is bound to happen this year. So just getting the truck all nice and ready. Last year I drove a Peterbilt 389. I also drove a modded truck, the Peterbilt 579 by FLX. It's a great truck mod. I love that truck mod. I haven't used it recently. It just came out with another update, so I'm meaning to download that update for that truck and use that again in my other profile. Alright. Go ahead and go through the checkpoint here. And just like my button box, I mean, everything's not mapped out to how anybody else will have theirs mapped out to, and that's perfectly fine. So take the turn signal stock, modify it however you want, do whatever you want to do, or configure it any way you want. So, but when it comes back to the turn signal stock, it's just like my button box. I'm going to modify it any way that I want. Or I'm going to... So getting back to the turn signal stocks and my thoughts of it, minus a couple issues, there is another power cable that I have to plug into my computer, so that's... I thought it was going to be plugged right into the base unit, and unfortunately it's not. It's, again, not the end of the world. Just, again, one of those little things that I thought might have been a little different, but at the end of the day, it's really nice. It's actually surprisingly light than what I thought it would be. I thought it'd be a little bit heavier, but it does feel really solid. From my first impressions of the Hori wheel from Asala Games, he let me like see his setup and everything. But from my first impressions of that compared to this, the turn signal stocks feel really, really solid on this. The Hori wheel just felt really plasticky, where this, even the wheel it feels nice in your hands. It has like this leather wraparound on the wheel that feels really nice. I mean, even when you're making a turn here and the wheel slides back, it feels really, really solid and really nice. It feels like a real wheel. And same thing with the turn signal stocks. They do have a plastic feel to them, but so do most cars. So it's, to me, that it feels like it should. And the way it protrudes out just slightly above the wheel, I love it. It makes it perfect, easy to reach with the fingers. Because that's the biggest thing that I always had a gripe about when it came to using the buttons for the turn signals, is not being able to do that. So, yeah. I love it. I do like this for the wipers. Again, I just thought it would be different. It's not bad. I do like how it feels. It feels really nice and solid, and a nice click to it. Everything about this feels really solid and really good quality. Yeah, it feels like it belongs for 100% for sure. And to me, it completes my truck sim setup 100%. I believe the Moza calls it their trucking ecosystem or something upon that lines. I have the box right next to me, but I can't see it. We're going a little slow for this. We're gonna want to be in the right lane. Especially when taking corners, I feel like I have more control of the wheel now. I'm actually gonna be like that. Coming in hot, coming in hot. And I do like how my Jake brake's right here. I don't have to search for the button or feel for the button. Same thing with the turn signal. Oh, sorry, trailer brake, not Jake's. But you could put Jake brake on that if you wanted to. Momentary Jake brake. But I prefer the trailer brake control on that just because I always end up using it because I'm going too fast around a corner, or start to go too fast around a corner, and I definitely need to apply the brakes before I tip. But it's not bad. And I haven't used any other turn signal device for a wheel. I know ATS Accessories has one on their shop that is kind of similar to this. I don't know how it's programmed, but, and I was looking at that before Moza announced the turn signal stock in their TSW. So if it wasn't for this, I probably would have went for that. It just is what it is. So, but at the end of the day, this definitely helps with the driving simulation. I just thought I could put this on a zoom, my camera zoom instead of here. Whoa! Whoa! Easy track IR. Likes to have a mind of its own. Oh, it's 63 here. Speeding. Actually be the first time I go to Oklahoma City or near Oklahoma City since the rework. Huh. Just thought about that. Ooh. Jumped into my lane. As far as the turn signal, auto returning to center, it's kind of just a limitation in the how the wheel is, because of how the direct drive wheel is. There's nothing to hold I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I guess return it to center, and a way for this to calibrate to it. So the way they have this programmed is that that notch on the inside of the turn signal stock housing connects with a piece of metal on the adapter, and that adapter, it's angled in such a way that when the adapter goes in the angle of that notch spacing, it doesn't do anything, but then when it goes the opposite direction, it hits it just right to get it back to center. And I have not tried to hold it in place while it tries to reset itself. I actually am nervous about doing that because I don't want to break it, just because it does look like it is a plastic piece. And I haven't seen anybody else do it, so I don't want to try that. No, they're sitting out like crazy. Alright, going into Oklahoma. And we have to stop for the way station. So this would be a good example of mini downshifting. Back to automatic. So that is really nice. That's why I have that there. So I do like that. That is a good option. If you don't want to use that as cruise control, you could use that as your gear selection for an automatic. See how heavy we are. Not bad, especially considering we're hauling a double. And the same thing if I wanted to do a manual. Get the RPMs rolling. Back in automatic. So that's not bad. I actually like that. Advertisement. Haven't seen that one before. To be honest, I don't really pay too much attention to them. I've seen the ones for the DLCs, but Muffin Mondays. Huh. It's actually kind of cool. I don't know why my track IR is doing that. just acts up every now and then. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Get our jigs rolling. Wow, that trailer brake really slows us down. Not bad at all. Alright. You're gonna let us go? Thank you. Looks like we got easy parking straight up ahead. I have my parking set to, I think it's skilled most of the time, so that way I don't have to even select the parking at all. And because they're all on a double, I don't have to worry about backing up. Just pull straight in. Put it in neutral, pull the parking brake, jump on out, disconnect, and job completed. Push in our parking brake. Lower our suspension, put it in drive, raise our suspension back up, put it in reverse, off. I'm gonna go jump across the street here. Might as well at this Kenworth dealership. back in right in front of the showroom here. There we go. There we go. And we'll turn it off. So I want to give you guys my final thoughts on both the TSW and the turn signal stock by Moza. And like I mentioned before at the beginning of this video, this is not a paid advertisement for Moza Racing. I was not given any of this for free. The only thing is, the turn signal stock was a birthday gift from my wife, not from Moza. So we still ended up paying for it full price for everything. So this is not sponsored by Moza in any way. This is my honest 100% opinion of the TSW, the shifter, the pedals, the turn signal stocks, everything, the whole 9 yards. So at the end of the day, turn those off. At the end of the day, the truck sim wheel by Moza Racing, the shifter, the pedals, the turn signal stock is a great product. Now, there are a couple things that I don't like, such as for the TSW, you can't change these buttons out. So sure, you can put the stickers over them, but the light here still bleeds through, and there's no way to change that. I would like that to be changed. Perhaps do a sticker overlay and just have this blank. And then you can still have it light up any design that you want, but that's not what they did. The turn signal stocks, again, for the most part, this stock is really good. It's more so of a limitation of the game and how everything is programmed. I like that it returns to center. It wouldn't be deal breaking if it didn't, but I do like how I can still quickly flick that or flick it the other way, and it still works. So, and if I do that way and I turn it back, it's not the end of the world. It's not bad at all. This, the cruise control, I do like that a lot. I'm not going to use it for cruise control like I mentioned. It's going to be used for my shifting into forward and reverse and gear changing gears when I'm in automatic mode. If I don't use a shifter or use the shifter itself, it's just another alternative. As far as the windshield wiper stock, I'm a little disappointed on that. I'll be honest with you. I do like it. However, the way, I guess in this game in particular for trucking, I don't even think Farming Simulator has the windshield wipers controllable. So the fact that it's every single click is a different button, I don't necessarily like that. I do, but not that it's programmed to every single button, because there's no way to control that, and there's no way to back it down either. So I kind of don't like that. I'm able to make it work. It's not ideal. And same with this. I'm nervous to try this out for the retarder to be able to push that back down. So that might be an issue I foresee. I'd have to play with that a little bit just to see if that is the case, if the rotation is what the button is, or if it's the actual position that it's in. So, and then this one's not bad. I was kind of hoping that the down one would be a separate button compared to the top, because then I can make the windshield wipers work easier with that. Yeah. Overall, it's a really great product. It's really good quality. It's not that heavy. It's sturdy. Don't get me wrong. So it's not made with cheap materials. Same with the wheel. I like how it feels. I like the leather wrapping, the metal trim, the aluminum trim that they have on there is really nice too. Nice and shiny. The tilt wheel is really nice. The tilt stand. Just show you guys here again. But yeah, I have my keyboard blocking that so you guys can't see it, but I can tilt all the way up if so choose to. I like it about here just for comfortability. But yeah, overall, and I definitely like the thumb pads. It doesn't get in the way of turning. Now I don't have. I use Track IR, so it doesn't really affect me with camera controls. I did try it without Track IR, and it wasn't bad. But that was with the old wheel when I was having the issues with the right joystick. I haven't tried it with this one, but I'm sure it would be just fine. So, yeah, overall, it's really nice. Really nice quality. But yeah, I mean, I'm able to use it to look left and right. With this, I don't know. I had this set up to my gear selection, but now I have it here. So this is empty now, as well as these two. So I have to find something else to put here. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But I guess it's better to have more buttons than you need than not have enough. So, yeah, overall, great product for the money. More of the downside, the negative stuff is more just a nitpick than anything. But I'd rather let you guys know my honest opinion, stuff that I like about it, stuff I don't like about it, because then it's an informative for you guys. Now, with that being said, my entire setup I spent quite a bit of money on, just because I wanted a really nice setup. I wanted basically the best out there. So you have to fit what's in your budget when it comes to setups, especially when it comes to sim racing, because you can go down that rabbit hole for any type of racing, whether or sim racing, sim trucking, flight sim. I mean, all this equipment costs a lot if you want really good quality. You can get starter stuff that will get you by. Same with Farming Simulator. I already got two of the farm sticks now for Farming Simulator that I want to use with this wheel as well, and I want to try that out and see how well that works. But yeah, so I guess just go by what's best for you financially if you're looking at buying this. Weigh the options. You could always do what I did, is buy one piece here, the next piece there, until you have the full setup. That's perfectly fine. They now have, I don't think it's the R5 anymore. I think it's an R7 bundle. So you can always get that, and it comes with pedals and a wheel. It doesn't have the truck wheel, but now Moza also has the truck bundle. So you could look at doing something like that, which is very comparable to the Hori truck wheel in price. So that could be an option, and then you could add the shifter and the turn signal stocks over time. Button box, if you choose to have it, you don't really need it. You have a lot of buttons. Plus, the game allows you to have modifiers, so there are so many different options that are out there. So, but that is my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But yeah. As far as this particular wheel cam, this will probably be a one-up. I don't really like the setup I had to do for this, but I really wanted to showcase the turn signal stocks and the wheel in this video. I'll probably go back to my other wheel cam, which is over my right shoulder, for the future trucking videos. So, but yeah. Okay. I feel like an idiot, guys. I misjudged and didn't quite understand the settings in the Moza pit house. And I finally got it to work by reading the instructions and the tutorial that Moza has graciously provided in Moza Pit House. What I mean by that is, in the setup for the multifunction stock, If you do the multifunction key switch, it's going to operate the exact same way I showed you guys. You're going to have issues with it. This is ingenious in how they were able to get past the programming that SES software has set up. It's ingenious, and I absolutely love it. So, if you guys do this, the multifunction key switch, this will work for any other game. It'll act as the buttons that I showed you guys. You click it up, each click is a different button. However, if you guys go to the Euro Truck Simulator, American Truck Simulator adaptation mode, it changes how it works. So you 100% need Moza Pit House to get this to work with American Truck or a Euro Truck. And how I figured this out is by reviewing the tutorial. So this is the Moza Racing knowledge base support page specifically for the multifunction stock. So it simply is you enter this mode and then you enter the key binding. Now I thought it just changed it to a keyboard setting for some reason. It does for a reason. So it tells you that the wipers need to be set to P, the wipers back need to be set to minus, the left and right turn signals need to be set to the left and right brackets, the light modes L, high beams K, and light horn and J. So that's all you do. Everything else will be reading as the joy 1 through whatever button so-and-so. They're all going to read that way. And when you have it set up that way, and we'll go back to the game and go back into the truck. So I got the truck set up. So you guys can see the stocks here. Right now everything's in the off position. We're not going to worry about this because this is the exact same. This is the exact same too. Unfortunately, each click up is a separate button. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't know how I'm going to work with that in the future. I don't know what I'm going to use that for. I'll try to find something, but I'm not sure. Anyway, aside the point. So I found this out. First thing, I'm going to show you guys. Actually, let's make it nighttime real quick here. Well, before we do that, I need to turn off fatigue simulation. Alright, we're going to make it nighttime. Set time to, let's say, 8 o'clock. Just that way it's a nice dark. You guys can see the lights. So, alright, I'm going to click this up one time and you have your parking lights. That's exactly how it was before. And then if you click it up one more time, you have your headlights. Now, I was mistaken. I don't know if you guys saw that on the camera, but either way, I was mistaken in that this was already a button. It's actually a separate button, and it's how this works. So as you guys kind of just saw on the screen a little bit, you click it up, you have your parking lights. You click it down, or you click it up again, you have your running lights. You have your high beams, you have your light horn. If you click it down one time, I'm going to let you guys hear this. Listen inside the cab. There's 2 clicks there. Now if I click it down again, another 2 clicks. That is interesting, and as you guys saw, the lights flashed. That is really cool. The way they program this to work is that way, as you click it down, you just want your parking lights on. That's all you gotta do. If you want them off, you turn them off. Now, unfortunately, you have to go slow in order for it to work. But it is what it is. I'm fascinated by that. It's really cool that they did that. So, additionally, the way the wipers work is you click it up, and then you got your initial. You click it up one more time, and that was a little weird. So, let's go over that again. So, I want you guys to listen as I click it up. Okay, we have them off. We got 1 click. That was 3 clicks. So that was a little weird. But now we have on low setting. We'll click it up one more time. We have high. Click it down. 1 setting. That was 3. And we're back on initial. And then 1 click off. Additionally, on this stock, if you press down, it says missed. And I want you guys to listen to this again. 2 clicks for 1 press. I didn't press that twice. I am blown away by how they were able to program this to work with American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2, because the controls are the exact same. So that is really cool. Additionally, as you guys just saw there, that was a really long delay. Right? That's returned to normal. I didn't press the stick again. So another thing that I noticed is with this. So you have that, and that turns it off. Now, that confuses the crap out of me. So I'm going to do that again. I didn't move the wheel. I'm not even going to touch the wheel. So it's on, it's off. It's on, it's off. I don't know how they were able to get that to work, but as you guys just saw, I didn't touch the wheel at all. So if I touch the wheel and rotate it, it's going to reset back to center. But when this turned off, I had to manually click it back on and off. Additionally, I don't know if you guys caught it a little bit, but if I just tap it one way or the other, it does 3 short blinks and then resets. Just like you do in a modern car, or what happens in a modern car. You do a quick 3 blink signal and then you're done. That is really cool. I don't know how, it blows my mind how they figured this out, and it's really cool that they did. And I'm just blown away. I'm really blown away. With this changes it. This changes my entire opinion on the turn signal stocks. Because I don't know how they programmed it to work properly, like completely full. That's the only downside I don't like about that. Yeah, I can live with that though. I can live with that. That's not a make it or break it for me. That's just how they did the coding for that. But that is really cool. That is really, really cool. Now, the this little left and right, or up and down rocker switch, that doesn't change, unfortunately. I was going to use that for the retarder in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. So, I'm going to have to find something else to do that with, as far as I know. So, it'd be kind of cool if they could make that a retarder button. But yeah, everything else is the same, exact same. Joy button. So drive is here, reverse is here, neutral. Everything else stays the same. But yeah, I saw that, I tried it, and I had to show you guys because I feel like that doesn't do my initial opinion completely changed once I discovered that. I mean, it's a little weird hearing multiple clicks, but that is really cool. I can do like that, and it's automatically on full. I can do that and it's off. Like, I'll even lower this. I'm sure you guys can see it. But I'll click that all the way up. And they're already on max. And then click it down and they're completely off. That, my mind is blown. I am so impressed by this. Tenfold. So, I don't know how they were able to do the programming like that. As you can see, that's how they... Unfortunately, there's no just off button, but... I mean, typically what I do is do like that. I mean, half the time I leave my running lights on anyway. All them chicken lights, so... Yeah. And it's not the end of the world just to click them on one more time. I do that anyway when I turn them off. I love that. I really do. That, to me, is a game changer. I am going to try one more thing here. I'm going to try one more setting just to see if it changes it and see how that works. So, be right back. So I'm going to change the automatic blinker turn off and take that off. And now I'm going to see if that changes it. So now... It did. It changed it. I'm not touching anything. So now, if I do this, now it's the wheel that, strictly the wheel that changes it. I'm going to drive real quick. Put it in drive. Got my lights on. So now I'm going to see this 100% per full. I'm just going to do a quick lap over here. I'm really curious. I haven't driven with this yet, so I'm really curious. So far, I'm not disappointed. Yep, it turned off. Sure enough, it turned off. That is really cool. Move that mic a little bit closer. Yeah, so now it works exactly as it should. If I want to just quickly signal that I'm changing lanes, there you go. It's done. Just a quick tap of it. So what do I know, you know? Apparently, it pays to actually look at what Moza has intended to be used, and it works. Bethesda, Todd Howard, take notes, because this actually just works. Try that again. Turn it all the way. Let go. It turned off by itself. So this is the entire, just the wheel turning off the turn signal. Oh, it didn't activate that time. There it goes. So if I click it off, it clicks off. Yep, there it goes. I am really impressed with that. I am truly impressed. Alright, I'm going to drive a little bit more. Just going back to the Kenworth dealership. It's weird that there's a train track going right into the driveway here. That's really weird. It's really weird. And it turns off right away. And there is no button to cancel the turn signal. I know from what I heard is that they were talking about doing something like that, incorporating that, but this is a way you don't have to. legit works. Just works with the game. The way they programmed the multifunction stock to work, it works perfectly with this game. I absolutely love that. 100% love that. And if I still want the turn signal on, I can turn it on. And as soon as it goes back to center, it'll turn it off. And we're going to put it in reverse. Back on up. Still got our parking lights on. So I'll just show you guys that I'm not touching anything other than that one click. And it did 2 clicks. And I still got my parking lights on. One more click and we got the lights off. So, that is awesome. I love that. I really do. So discovering that has completely changed my opinion on the multifunction stock. Not completely. There are this little gadget right here. I don't know what you call that. I guess the interval level for the wipers that this game doesn't incorporate to change the wiper speed. It'd be nice if that could be like a retarder setting, so as you go up it constantly goes up, and as you go down it goes down. I don't know if that's possible in the future. It'd be really cool. I don't know how I'm going to make that work. I don't know what I'm going to make that work with. It's kind of a challenging one. So, and then as far as this button right here, I don't really know what to program that to. You got on and off, and then up or down is a momentary. So I don't know what I could put that to. But, yeah, I don't know. But either way, the biggest change about this, the fact that it works so well with the game, the way it's programmed to, on that setting with the Moza Pit House, makes me feel that if you're going to have the TSW, you need to have the multifunction stock. Because they complement each other perfectly. It's perfect on the edge of the wheel for your fingertips to grab either stock at all. Down here is really nice. It's not too far. You can still reach it with your middle finger or your index finger. For me, it's my middle finger. That's what I use in real life for anyway. Yeah, it is a must need. And again, I'm not paid by Moza to say this. I was not given this product. My wife bought it with our own money. So we paid for everything. Between me and my wife, we paid for everything on this setup. With that being said, the multifunction stock to me is a necessity for the truck sim wheel. There's no questions about it now. Anyway, I had to throw that in there to let you guys know about that, because to me that's a game changer. That being said, I'm always, anytime I'm trucking, whether it's American Truck, Euro Truck, even playing Farm Sim game or any other racing game, I'm going to have this multifunction stock with me, because at this point it's a part of my setup now. It's a part of my driving setup. So I absolutely love it. My mind is blown by how they're able to program this. This is so cool. That is so cool. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate you sticking through this video. Be sure to leave it a like and subscribe for more American Truck Simulator content, as well as some Euro Truck Simulator content coming very soon, as well as some other games that I got on the channel, such as Fallout 4, Red Dead Redemption, House Flipper, and a bunch of other games that I like to play or want to play. You never know what might happen. So, but I hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night, whichever one it may be, and I'll see you guys in the next one.